Right, good evening, everyone. This is George, the co-founder of RankUp. We're building AI agents for SEO. And yeah, so every evening I do a video where I basically kind of share my thoughts, learnings, what I did throughout the day. And yeah, just to kind of document this journey on building a billion-dollar tech company. So that's my ultimate goal. And today I'm especially energized because, as you can tell, I'm in a sauna. I mean, maybe you can't tell, but yeah, I'm in a sauna at the moment. I just did a sauna. I like to do this not every weekend, but maybe every next weekend or something like that, or every other weekend. So it's just it's an awesome place to kind of gather your thoughts. Like one of my friends said, clear cache. Yeah, the tech people will get more what I mean. But yeah, in other words, it's a great place to kind of gather your thoughts and just like, and I don't actually like think about anything when I'm in the sauna. I just I actually don't think about anything. I just I just am, and I think that's the best way on how to clear thoughts and actually come up with new thoughts, because your brain, I mean, our brains are actually much more powerful. I think you guys maybe have heard of the saying that, you know, we're only using 10% of our brain, or whatever the percentage is. We're using very little amount of it. So even just sometimes letting it be and just letting it do its thing, I think it's powerful, and you gotta have that kind of time as well. Regardless of what work you do, you gotta have at least a little bit of that time. And I do it in the evenings because, you know, that's when I have the time. And also, I mean, on weekends it's like can do a sauna. So yeah, it's well, yeah, that's regarding sauna. But yeah, today did a bunch of, dealt a lot with outreach. So we created new messages. I also mentioned this a little bit yesterday, but gonna create outreach message. Gonna send a video also, a part of the outreach message, put more effort and more personalization to the outreach messages, because nowadays just the bar is so high. And I mean, everybody's sending looms, and I don't know if everybody, but a lot of people, it's much more popular. And I mean, that's what you got to do, because all the mass outreach, it's just harder. It's getting harder and harder just to be like using the same basic templates that these gurus online are talking about. And that's why the outreach space also is actually quite mid in terms of information, because like when you find something that works, you really don't want to share it, because then everybody's going to copy it, and soon enough it's going to be like, you know, outdated, or you know, just everybody's using it, and you kind of lost your advantage in getting customers. And outreach is a very powerful channel if you figure it out. One of maybe the most powerful, because it's like, you know, it's just directly to but yeah, I mean, it depends. Obviously, it depends on skill sets, depends on a lot of things. So yeah, content is still super powerful, ads, etc. But yeah, and but that's probably why. And also, like, I mean, outreach is also difficult, and a lot of people just don't get it. Yeah, so that's why there's there is this one dude called Sean Hanif. So first name spelled Shan, last name Hanif. I think, yeah, he talks about like building agencies, and, you know, that's his whole thing. He sells to agency owners, kind of like consulting, or, you know, something like that. And he also has his own agency. So he's focusing on like sales and marketing kind of agencies, I guess. And he's doing really well with his businesses. But yeah, I think in terms of like advice, I think outreach is the best which he gives. So yeah, that's someone who I'd recommend for outreach advice. Most people, like a lot of people out there, like most are just garbage, and they're just saying you the old stuff. They're just like old videos, like some advice that worked 2-3 years ago. And yeah, it still works to an extent, right? But like, you're not gonna get the same results as these guys got like 2-3 years ago, in my opinion, in terms of like, you know, conversion percentages and stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah, that's and one thing that we're doing with outreach, and I think this is kind of, you know, a lot of people send Loom links, you know, that's a lot of that's the kind of trend, or what people are doing. Well, we're actually gonna be using Screen Studio for our own videos, and why we're using that is, well, number one, I don't really like sending them a link and getting them to go somewhere else besides just staying on the platform. So we're doing outreach on LinkedIn, and I want to keep them on the platform, actually, and also to make the video as easy to consume, right? So if I just send it to the chat, that increases the odds by a lot, right? Because they don't have to click anywhere. They like click outside anywhere and then like watch it, right? They can just watch it straight from the chat. As like I'll just send the video there, right? And Screen Studio is also just like, yeah, I mean, I use it for a lot of rank up product demos, and yeah, I mean, it's just great for software product demos. Highly recommend it. Screen Studio is its website. Yeah, so that's regarding outreach. Got some new messages kind of ready to go, and yeah, and of course, like, yeah, we still use message templates, and in terms of outreach, what we're doing is we're kind of like we're creating very specific lists, right? So we're not just creating a list of like SaaS founders, right? We have a specific angle that we're taking with our outreach actually. So for example, I'm not gonna give out all of them. Maybe I'll just give out all of them as well, but maybe it's going to be too long, this video. But for example, one of them is targeting software companies, so specifically startups who have actually been funded recently, and targeting the ones that have high brand traffic but like low organic traffic. But yeah, and then also a high brand to organic traffic ratio, right? So they have like 65% plus organic or brand traffic out of the entire traffic that they have, right? And yeah, and so that's kind of a very specific list that we're targeting, but I mean, this allows to kind of create personalization at scale. That's one of the biggest problems with outreach, is like actually making like a relevant, personalized like message to the person, and not just sending like, hey, we do this, do you want help, right? I mean, it's like, it's probably not gonna, unless the person is super aware and they have a very huge pain point. I mean, that's rare. I think it's if you have a great business model, and if you're like really a true like blue ocean kind of some sort of business concept that you have, or business that you're running, or the kind of market you have, then maybe just saying what you do works. But yeah, but most of the times you still need to kind of, sales is not just like you tell people what you do, and they still, it's like, even if they need your thing and they know they need it, they're not gonna just like take it. They might not just take it from you because they don't trust you, right? So yeah, but yeah, with us it's like, okay, so we have the very specific persona who we're targeting. So, and also why we're targeting, like why, and like as you saw, it was a very specific thing in terms of the traffic, right? So since we're selling SEO, I guess, services, essentially, like, yeah, not in the traditional sense, but with like a team of AI agents that offer this service, right, for us, then the companies that will get the most value from RankUp are the ones actually that have the high brand traffic, because that's a very good age in terms of like performance in search, right? So brand traffic is a very strong signal to search engines, and the better you do in search engines, also the better you do in AI. But yeah, that's kind of, and then we're gonna use that, like, we're gonna use that as like an opportunity, right? A unique opportunity which they have, right? So that's like personalized to them still, and we're gonna like use their brand traffic numbers in the outreach as well. And what we're also gonna do is we're gonna run like a competitor analysis. Or like, yeah, like we're gonna use, so my co-founder Martin has all kinds of SEO automations. In terms of SEO automations, this is the man in this industry. I don't know a better guy, and if I do, he's probably not as dedicated and etc. as Martin is. So yeah, that's maybe I'm biased, but that's what it is. However, yeah, basically has this competitor analysis automation, which is amazing. It's by far better than Ahrefs, SEMrush, any of those other SEO things out there. In terms of finding actually relevant competitors, a lot of time has gone into it as well. And we're basically going to use that to find competitors and actually show like their traffic, and what it means to actually like dominate the niche, to how much traffic to get, right? So, and then they can kind of put it into perspective on how much traffic they have at the moment versus how much the competitors have, and we're kind of like saying that you have a unique edge to dominate this niche with this brand traffic, right? So that's a kind of, and we're going to use the same thing in terms of like all the prospects in the list, pretty much the same logic. So this like helps create personalization at scale, right? And yeah, it's all in the list, essentially. So yeah, that's kind of what I mean personalization at scale. But yeah, so that's my main thoughts on the outreach. Then yeah, sent some connections. Obviously, actually did outreach as well, and then fixing some minor things on the SEO course website, and yeah, and also talk with customers, and also had this interesting thing. Well, like one great thing about having a lot of connections and knowing people is that you just have some of these deals that come up, and this is not related to rank up at all, but it's like, why not? Why not make money? Hopefully, if nothing certain about if it goes through or not, but I'm not gonna also talk about it too much. But it's something about like selling wood from Estonia actually. So it's and got some contacts, and yeah, I got a buyer who's looking for it, and yeah. So and I also have a guy who knows a guy, or who knows the people who some of the biggest wood sellers. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, there's some of those kinds of deals that just come up and that have a lot of potential to make a lot of money. So for everybody in the deal. So yeah, that's just kind of something that popped up as well, and that I dealt with a little bit today. But yeah, I also talked with my co-founder to discuss some directions with the business, and also yeah, so that's some things. And then I mean, there's just a lot of other smaller things that also happened throughout the day that I cannot recall. But I guess I'd say one of the most important things in terms of like learning that I maybe I guess was a reminder today, but also kind of learned is well, one thing is to really make sure to have this kind of mind space to just let your thoughts be, right? But also how important it is to be in a great physical shape. So yesterday, I believe, no, not yesterday. The day before yesterday, I was at the gym. I also recorded a video outside the gym, and I talked about how important it is to be healthy. But I mean, like today especially, like just kind of feeling more like doing more trainings and eating healthier, and I mean doing sauna and this kind of stuff really does give you more energy, better focus, and yeah, you're just much more productive. Like of course, I'd say it's very important to invest a lot into your more into mental strength, and actually learning and improving brain, and actually training your brain, right? But also, of course, training your like other parts of like your body as well, like arms, legs, etc. So yeah, just being in great physical form as well. So I think that's just been a huge improvement, and neglecting that has been a big mistake before. But yeah, these are my thoughts for today, my learnings and what I did today. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys have a good night, and see you tomorrow.